All right, good morning and welcome back, race fans. This YouTube edit brought to you by Pete's Coffee, not the race team, natural coffee, as well as Delta G Gold Ketone Coffee Booster. Um, it's the day after. This is Monday morning, getting this voiceover going. This is day two, Golden State Race Series. This is the circuit race. Um, I kind of did. Kaka yesterday, day one. Gobbled up the Omnium points prems pretty good, but missed the three-man winning breakaway and field sprint for fourth. And did you see my awesome videos where I always win out of a field sprint? You have not, because they don't exist, because my field sprint does not exist. Self-preservation takes over, and I usually sit up if I'm not in a position to win out of a break. However, check out that video. That one's up already. This is day two. Anyway, I finished 14th on the day yesterday. Even with my Omnium points, I felt like I was kind of, well, I was out of contention to win the Omnium. Um, just got my head bashed in by Thirsty Bear in front of me. There's Jason Griffrath. Uh, he's sitting, I think, second in the GC. Um, Along with Chris, there's Touchstone, Boom, Chris Baker um, is, I think, first. He won the race yesterday, as well as Jay Newton with Pete's Coffee. So those are the three teams. Excel Sports slash Touchstone, team number one. Um, Team number two, Thirsty Bear, in front of me here in the blue and red, and then Pete's Coffee with the black kits with standard issue stars and stripes, pretty much on everyone on their team. So uh, that's who I'm racing against. So I put on my thinking cap and tried to channel my inner Hans Gruber, little diehard reference for you out there. And I said, let's make a deal. And so I approached Pete's Coffee, Jay Newton, who was sitting third. Um, Before the race, we're kind of spinning around, warming up, and I'm trying to figure, like, how do you make chicken salad out of chicken shit? And so, chatting it up with Jay a little bit, and I said, hey, man, I'm out of contention for the Omnium, but, let's see if we can put you up there. And how about you have your super strong Studley teammates go for the early Omnium points prems, because there's four of them today. There's four of them yesterday. This is a 60-minute circuit race. This is a head of set. Anyway, I'll get into the course, but I said, hey, let's have your guys go for all of the Omnium points prems early to take those points off the table for Thirsty Bear. And for touchdown, but those guys will, kind of turn themselves out, blow their legs up a little bit, contesting those, and you sit fresh, and then we get in a break, and I tow you to the promised land, and I'll be darned if he agreed to it, and so that was, that was kind of a parking lot deal. You never know if those are legally binding. We didn't have a notary there to seal the deal, but I'm hoping that's kind of how this race will unfold. Because otherwise, if you look at the day one crit, um, I just didn't have any teammates to support me, and so I'm trying to cover kind of every attack, and ultimately, excuse me, couldn't cover the right one, and that three-man break got away. But at least today I know who each team is racing for on their own teams. So we're coming around to the first lap. Again, this is a 60-minute race. This is a circuit race, so there's no circuit race. Kind of a circus, if you will, as well. But there's no free laps. No. So if you get a mechanical, and there's a wheel pit, but yeah, change your wheel and then go chase. They're about, this is 4.5 minute lap, uh, coming through the other way, pretty sheltered from the wind. a little chicane into that finishing sprint. I'll kind of break down the course a little bit for you guys this lap. I always look for those yellow caution tapes on the driveways there to see kind of which way they're rolling. Those are pretty good wind indicators. So this is the backward section of the crit from yesterday. That was the final turn going the other way. I'm trying to remember. I think this was the wind was a little bit more today. Felt like on day two. I think this was kind of just cross, maybe headwind that section. There's a big open exposed kind of long area that kind of parallels the highway, and that was really you guttered left because it was hard right to left crosswind. So this might have been kind of looking at the course map there. You can see the little turns and so forth. Um, and there's one guy just kind of up there, and there's a cognition guy pulling through. That's the Mandalorian, the white frame thirsty bear there. And there's one of many Pete's Coffee guys. And I didn't really talk to any of the other Pete's guys in the race, so I don't know if Jay was able to kind of sell my idea to the rest of his team or kind of how it would unfold. So I stay a little bit more towards the front um, in the event that he's like, sure, man, let's do that, and then doesn't, and I'm kind of caught out on the back, and there's another winning break that I missed. So I like it when that happens. Don't want that. So these are fun little technical turns here. Kind of forces you to line out a little bit, and wind directions change kind of every time you make those 90-degree turns. And there's Cliff Bar coming around me. Got a Touchstone and Pete's guy in the rear view, and a Thirsty Bear, and that's David Grunman kind of just sitting on the front, just kind of riding tempo. But it's all together right now here. And not a lot of wind through here. You can see this little yellow caution tape for kind of slack there. And here comes an attack from uh, Excel Sports Touchstone. And it looks like Pete's is kind of marking that one. So, but, I don't know. I don't know where everyone else is in Omnium. There's Brian Zimney. So you might recognize his up close face and tongue. He was mugging in my rear view camera at the start of this video. It's funny. I didn't notice till I took the SD cards out and dropped them on the computer. And the first image that comes up is his mug staring into my rear view SD card. It's pretty good. So okay, so here's the section where it can get kind of windy, and this is where you get kind of gusty, right to left cross headwind. So pretty good speed coming through here. Just kind of sitting on. Um, got a couple more sharp turns, and then I guess this isn't really this sharp turn. Maybe one more sharp turn. I guess it is. So that little banner flying there to the left that you just saw, that's the 1K to go banner. And here's the last kind of 90-degree before the run out to the start finish. It's a left-hander. Come through here. It usually fans out some attacks from the opposite side. We'll probably get a points preen bell this coming lap. If you look on the right side of the screen, we'll come up. I think there's a 200-meter to go flag, yellow kind of pylon flag. I'll try to point it out. Yeah, there it is, right in the middle of the screen, coming through. So that's 200 to go. So you get a good look at the kind of the setup to the finish line here. It's a chicane that you can kind of apex, and you don't have much turning to do. So it kind of bends around to the right, and then you hit the left apex and the right apex, and then you're on the start finish. So if it's lined out, you can pedal through the whole thing. You can just rail it. But if it fans out wide, then and your lines change, you might have to check up and not pedal. So there's the chicane, and then boom, you're coming to the start finish. So there it is, preem lap. So here's the first preem lap. So this is the kind of the true test to see if my let's make a deal plan with Pete's with Jay from Pete's is he's got buy-in from the rest of his team, and we're able to execute on that. So there's 860. There's Ariel Herman, Thirsty Bear, because Panvello chatting it up a little bit. It's kind of the calm before a little storm. Not sure who that was. That might have been someone that we didn't see yesterday. So I also have Jeff Qualley in this race. He raced earlier in the 50 plus, 60 plus, so he's doing this race purely for fitness. Um, and just going to kind of sit in and just get some race intensity fitness out of the second race for him. So I don't have any real card to play there. I don't have any expectation from him. Here comes a little. I guess we're going to check up. I thought maybe you'd kind of pull through, but yeah, there he goes. So Thirsty Bear kind of leading it. I guess we got a guy up the road a little bit, but this is I think it's 4.3 miles per lap. Um, so you got kind of a long time to um, adjust, um, correct if someone goes up the road. So there's no panic bells going off yet. Well, I guess there are for these guys. So they kind of surge it up to try to get in position for those points preems. I'm kind of sitting next wheel, so I feel a little bit obligated to at least kind of close that gap down, stitch it back up. And they're kind of looking back because they're like, we don't want to tow you guys all the way up there. We just, stitch it up and file in and then go for those omni points. I think Ariel Herman, the Thirsty Bear guy right there in front, next wheel up for me, I think he was in contention for the overall Omnium too. So um, I think he might have been sitting fourth, fifth, high enough up that you want to watch it. So here, we'll find out. I wasn't paying attention on who kind of rolled off the front there, but we'll we/me will. Oh, so that's Jason Graffrath. So I think he kind of got gapped out there. I don't think he was really going all in, but he put it in, probably hoping he could kind of sneak away and swipe that first Omnium points pre without having a sprint for it. But so I'm just going to kind of sit on him now. And there's got a Hammer Nutrition guy, Andre, pulling through, a friend of the channel, good dude. So yeah, now we're kind of gutter balling here because it's right to left crosswind a little bit. Um, Coming up to yeah, you see that caution tape we just passed. It was bellowing pretty hard there. So and you see the flag here, that 1K to go flag. And now it's gonna get a little bit tight because this is that last 90 degree. We're inside over 800 meters to the start finish for those Omnium points. And I kind of come around because I'm like, hey Pete's, I thought you were gonna have your guys cover these Omnium points preems, but I'm not seeing. I'm surrounded by Thirsty Bear. Oh wait, here we go. Here comes Grunman, just the big motor with the Celeste colored Bianchi frame there. It's like, all right, cool. There they are. And so I kind of get a little sneaky here. I kind of sit third wheel, but then I let a gap open up. So, um, if anyone wants to get, those first and second points, that's kind of off the table because I kind of let this gap open up through the chicane. And so I know first and second, we're good because these guys aren't in contention, but they're taking these points off the table for Jay. So maybe my plan is going to work, but these guys sprint around. And so Jason, right there, White Sox, gets the third place premier on that Omnium. So, but hey, mission accomplished pretty good. First and second, we're taking off the table, and Pete's did it. So, hey, maybe this is a good plan, and Pete's is going to stick to the script, and we can all live happily ever after. Uh, So we're about quarter way through. We're at, 15 minutes into a 60-minute circuit race. So now I'm communicating now a little bit with Pete's guys, and I think he was saying, hey, just kind of hang back with Jay and you know, let us cover the next point preem and kind of keep him company, keep him warm, but don't cook him. So legs are feeling good. I'm feeling good. Um, I'm really liking. I'm liking that Pete's liked my idea. Um, it's you got to get creative sometimes when you don't have the. Here, I'll come back up.
FYI, Great Bat did get 1 point. He got third on that one. Great Bat got 1 point.
So I'm giving their team kind of the update on the Omnium Points Preem standings, because those guys didn't maybe see the finish, or the start finish on that Preem lap. So trying to communicate with them. Um, so now I feel kind of like a, I don't know, am I kind of like a Pete's guest rider? It's kind of fun racing with teammates, even if they're from another team. We got this. So that's awesome. So I'm like, all right, well, I've talked to I think 4 or 5 different Pete's guys, and everyone seems to be on the same page. So this is looking good. Uh, Part one of the collaborative is to protect and take points premiums off the board, and so far so good. I probably could have contested Jason Griffrath, the Thirsty Bear, for that third position points premium. Um, I didn't want to, in case there was a counterattack that went, but also I didn't want to, plant any seeds of doubt, um, with the Pete's Coffee guys, hey, I'm selling you guys on this plan, and then I'm going to double cross them and start trying to go for Omnium points preems. But I was pretty far down. I think I was maybe sitting seventh or eighth in the Omnium, but pretty healthy gap to those top 3 spots. The only reason I was that high up, again, finishing 14th on the day yesterday, is that I did get some of the Omnium points yesterday. I got 2 firsts and a third out of the 4 sprint preems. So those points did kind of carry me up inside of the top 10. Uh, but I was mathematically, it would have had to been me get every single first place points preem and win the race outright, I think. And I don't even know if then I would have had enough points to win the overall. So um, hoping to work with this plan to get Jay with Pete's into a break with me, and then I'll take you know contest the win on the day if I need to. Hoping that he has enough points to still secure the overall Omnium, but at least put him in a position to do so, and put myself in a position to win too. So, and I think at some point we realized, or Pete's communicated, that their front runner, Chris Baker, I don't think he raced again. He raced the earlier race both days, the 50 plus race and then the 40 plus race. So I think he had an hour recovery before this start, from when Chris Baker with Excel Touchstone raced yesterday or this morning, and he ended up finishing second in the Omni by, like, I think 1 point to Sean Bagley, Evoke Racing from Visalia, SoCal base team, Bart Clifford and those guys. So they were stoked. Evoke put Sean Bagley up on the box for the Omnium in the 50 plus. But now these guys they're sitting back watching the 40 plus. They're not going to double down. They don't need to. But Chris Baker, I think he pulled out from this one, because hey, we're human, man. I didn't double up either day, so I'm not throwing shade on anyone. So, you know, this is an easy spot to move up here.
Inside.
Uh, so I kind of come up, let my presence be known so I don't get pinched off. Oh, good coffee. Hopefully my voice doesn't sound too groggy. The coffee is starting to kick in. See, I did the video render on the data overlay, started that last night, finished up the crit video, posted that one, and then got this one going. So all I had to do was come back in and do the voiceover to it, and final edit. I edited it down. You know, I will put the 60-minute full version up also as kind of a indoor trainer video if you want the full thing. I won't have commentary on that version, so if you hate my voice and you don't mind um, a full hour of racing, then that version of this video you're watching right now, I will also put up on the channel here. But I'm kind of sitting up front. I got a couple guys. You know, there we go. I don't. Thank you guys. I don't know who went up the road, but kind of don't want to have to chase it, especially if I'm going to try to save a little bit of fitness for a you know, a breakaway. Um, you know, two-man break is the ideal game plan. And you know, Jay, God bless his heart, Jay raced in the 50 plus yesterday. You know, was off the front for a few laps, and then turned around and raced the 40 plus. Got in the early break in the crit yesterday, and that ended up being the winning breaks. And then um, I think he raced, yeah, I think he raced in the 50 plus today and was active as well. So um, I feel like if I do end up in a break with him, I anticipate doing the lion's share of work, um, because I mean, we're all human. Jay, you're human. Um, if you want to follow Jay Newton on Strava, you don't search for Jay Newton. Fatty McFatkins is is his Strava profile name, and his, you know, Strava profile picture is Chunk, the kid from the Goonies that does the lifts his shirt up, has to do the truffle shuffle. So um, I don't know if Jay used to be fatter or what, but anyway, Jay's a good dude, and he is well protected because I don't know if he's made a cameo in this video yet. Maybe first lap, so he is staying very sheltered. Um, from having to cover moves or eat wind. So I'm thinking we'll see another point supreme this lap. We got three guys up there up the road. Here comes a couple of Cliff Bar guys. Look like they're going to try to go across to it. Taking a third guy with them. And there goes a Cognition guy, touchdown. And then we got a Pete's guy, R for R. So I'm like, so now I'll just kind of slot in and just a little micro gap to close here before the chicane through the start finish. Here comes Revs Racing. That's Omir Torres, my old team. So kind of fun seeing those guys. You know, we parted ways with Revs, not maybe on the best terms, but we've kind of squashed the beef, and you know, we formed Velo Kings. Richard Gable and I co-founded that team in 2020, and we've just been kind of growing it by leaps and bounds. Super active racing, um, and but it was fun to see them, see these guys again. It's nice to see, you know, guys in the racing community that you don't have this kind of open wound with, that you're able to kind of heal through whatever hurt feelings and stuff that can sometimes happen when you know, you depart from a team. So anyway, I'll stop opining about that, but get a little tow here from Pete's. Jay, is that you? I don't think that's Jay. Might be Jay. Just kind of riding through the pack, not
Inside.
using a lot of energy.
Inside.
I hate riding in the gutter, man. I always yell inside. Not that anyone is going to give any more room, but hopefully they won't, pinch me off into the curb. Uh, but sometimes, if it's sheltered, you got momentum and you want to carry it on the inside. I definitely don't like just hanging out there. If I'm not moving up, or if I'm not first wheel, I don't get in that gutter, man. So it's kind of slowed up here, so there's probably going to be a big old tomahawk attack coming at some point.
Let's go, Bubba.
Oh, there he is. That was Jay. Okay. So I'm like, let's get this break going here. And let's see, do we? Hmm, I think we kind of get separation. I think we might have. Let's see here on the turn. I think we've got some guys with us. Um, one, two, three, four, maybe four guys, and then a decent gap. Um, so this is working out good. We're
Next corner, pull through.
26 minutes in. I'm putting in a good dig here. Told Jay next corner pull through. I'll take the big pull to establish it. Um, I think kind of let these guys on because that's having more guys in a breakaway attempt. You kind of can more evenly disperse the load as long as everyone's willing to work. I think the Touchstone Excel Sports uh, Touchstone guy in front of me, I think they're willing to work because I think mid race we realized that Chris Baker was not in this one, so he was won the race yesterday, and I obviously contention for the Omnium. So I kind of do a double pull, give some guys a free pull. I got a Thirsty Bear guy on my wheel. He's not in contention, so he's up here more just to kind of surf and but not contribute to the break, which is fine. It's understandable. That's racing. Um, but you can see we got a good gap going. So, and I'm cranking it up as hard as I can to keep it going here. See how many guys pull through. So we got a Thirsty Bear. There's a there's Eugene Chan. I got in a break with him at Copper Valley and sprinted out of that. And then I got Jay back here. So I think that's a Cognition guy in front of Thirsty Bear. So um, yeah, and look, we got clear skies behind us. So this could be the move that
Short
keeps
pulls
it
for you.
moving. So Jay, short pulls, and he's like, "Oh, thank you." So I take another double pull here, dump some watts down, and kind of drag us through the chicane. And I think we start to open up a gap on the. I think I saw lap cards there. Might be 5 laps to go. I might have misquoted the distance on this. It's about 30 minutes of racing left. We're about halfway through. Let me pop open my Strava. Let's see. So we're still together. So there's one, two, three, four, five. I think six of us. So that's not bad. But I'm feeling good and thinking, if I'm going to hold up my end of the deal, I'm gonna try to get Jay up there. So um, I'll do double pulls, whatever it takes. Ideally, I want to attack out of this break, um, and just Jay and I kind of solo it. At the end of the day, Thirsty Bear is not going to contribute to this. They've got two other guys that are in Omnium contention, and this is not one of them. So at the end of the day, that would not be beneficial long term.
Let's go. Pull through. Pull off.
So now I get a little frustrated, like, I'm doing double pulls, 400-watt pulls,
Got it.
and
I
then
got it, Jay.
then it
Stop.
slows off. And so I just pulled through here, even though I had just taken a couple pulls, and yeah, I want to open this thing up. I don't know how motivated the field is, or how equipped and the race dynamics are allowing for Pete's to kind of ride tempo on the front. Um, but we're half a lap into a breakaway, uh, albeit 4 5 minute laps. I guess probably shorter laps, maybe 2.5 miles per lap. Let's see here. I think I tell Jay to stay fresh at some point, that I'm going to attack. I want him to.
Jamie and you ramp it up.
Okay, here it is. Yeah, he kind of surges up and say, coming on your inside, me and you, let's ramp it up. And so this is where I try to kind of attack out of the break without dropping Jay, but still separating us from the pack. So this is a pretty healthy pull I kind of take here to get that going. Let's see if we got a little gap here. All right, so we got the separation that I was hoping for. Yep. So this is now the winning break. So we're a little more than halfway through the race. I got Jay here. I'm gonna give him a really good pull here to set us up, and then you know we'll shift over into super high speed mode and edit this video down so you don't have to watch it. A half hour of two-man breakaway action. We got about 3 minutes of video time, movie time left. I think I'll hit the fast forward button here, put us into warp speed, and then I'll back off with a few hundred meters to go. So this is not real time, just so everyone knows. But there was a couple points preems. I made sure Jay rolled through the line first on those to maximize his chances for the Omnium. Um, I think I told him, I said, hey, you give me 10 seconds, I'll give you a minute. So that was kind of the workload I was willing to distribute. I'll take 60 seconds to your 10 seconds on the front pulling. And we opened up a big old freaking honking gap here. Kind of watch the map in the center of your screen. You could see us coming around here, and got another 30 seconds of warp speed to get us up to. Oh yeah, and I lost front camera too, so remind me to throw that battery away. But because it happened yesterday too, so it doesn't hold a good charge. But I feel like I should be talking a lot faster, like anyway. So it's Jay and I, and let's see, we're just about. I'll stop it here, coming up on kind of that finishing stretch. 200 meters to go, and here we go. So Jay and I, he offered to give me the line. I was probably going to take it anyway, but gotta make it look good. So say good race, fist bump before that last turn. I let him pull me a little bit, and then kind of ramp it up here through the chicane. Come around Jay. And this is what the rear camera looks like crossing the finish line. The stupid front camera didn't quite make it all the way through. But hey, posted up. Woo, good job. I'll spin around. You can kind of look at the timer. So if we finished video time 33:50, you see what kind of gap that we put on every one.
And you thought we were going to get caught. What's that? You thought we were going to get caught. Look at that shit.
I'm coming in for the real thing.
I got a fist bump. Like, I'm coming in for a hug.
Dragging me around for 40 minutes.
It's all right.
You let me pull on the
Work for both of us. I tried to do everything I could for you, man.
You did. You're badass. I appreciate it.
Look at this gap, dude. We're still gapped.
We're still
I didn't
gapped.
think it was so.
I think that
You still recording this?
yeah. we'll probably get the finish
I don't want
on
to
the
get
front.
killed by going the wrong way.
Now I'm gonna go on the sidewalk.
Anyway, guys, that's kind of all she wrote. I thought my front camera was on. Hey, I'll catch the field sprint finish with the front camera, but it's not on. But thanks for watching. I'll put the link to the day one video if you haven't caught that one. You kind of know how the Omnium ends, but you can see kind of what went down in the crit yesterday. Comment, like, subscribe. Appreciate that stuff. I'm not into the whole monetization thing, but it takes a ton of time to put these videos together. So it's just validation, affirmation that that you guys like what I'm putting up here. If you don't like it, light me up in the comments. I dare you.